Hey balancers, and welcome to our 5-day life audit. This mini series is for anybody feeling really out of alignment with things happening in their life, right? So you're feeling like things aren't happening the way you want them to. You're feeling frustrated. You're feeling like you have a lack of motivation. You feel like you have all these things you want to achieve and there is a cloud over your head. There's no clarity. There's no drive or consistency, and you just need to have some answers. That's how it feels. Well, over the next 5 days, we're going to break it down very simply with just some simple tasks every single day that are going to help you create a lot more clarity and alignment in your life. Because I know what it's like when you're in those moments. It feels like you're just stuck. You don't know what to do next, and you're sort of just in this waiting period. Well, the good news is you don't have to wait. We just have to take some little bit of action every day and go through a bit of a life audit to work out what is going on for you. So welcome to day 1 of our life audit. Today is all about assessing your personal systems. For those of you who have been following the channel for a long time, you'll know that I am very much a systems person. I have systems for most things. In fact, I have 5 key systems that I like to use. But today is not about me. It's about you, and it's about understanding where do you have systems that are working really well, and what areas of your life could you have systems for? Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you have no systems, and this is really exciting because there are areas where you can really optimize and create a little bit more consistency and optimize your time effectively. When I talk about a system, it's basically either like a routine or a set of rules, right? I'll give you guys an example. So I have a system for how I go to bed. I have a rule where I don't go on my phone the hour before bed. I'm dimming the lights after sunset. I'm making sure the activities I'm doing are low energy, right? They're intended to regulate my nervous system, to bring me down from the chaos and the go, go, go energy of the day. And so I have a string of things like having a warm shower, yin yoga, reading, lying on my couch and listening to a meditation. There are things I like to do as part of my system that prepares me for rest, because how I go to sleep is how I wake up. That's one. I have one for the morning as well, right? How am I waking up? How am I starting my day? What habits are the first 3 things I'm doing? When am I allowing myself to open up to the world in terms of when am I going to speak to people and reply to messages and open my emails, etc. I have very strict rules for that because I'm very protective over my time and I like to optimize the way I'm doing things. I have a system for the way I like to meal prep and go to the gym, and there's a few different things I like to do. So those are just some examples. And actually, if you're really interested in this and it's not something you've thought about, I have done an episode on the 5 systems in my life that are non-negotiable, that have helped me just get my shit together, basically. So I'm going to put a link to that in the show notes if you want to check it out now and then listen to the rest of this episode. But otherwise, it's a moment for you to reflect. Where do you have routines and systems already in place? Where's working for you? And where are the areas you feel you have a little bit of confusion, frustration, or lack of motivation around? Is it your fitness? Is it your healthy eating? Is it your self-improvement, or like, you know, maybe you've said you want to read a certain amount of books this year or listen to a certain amount of podcasts or something, right? Like, what's the area in your life where you have a little bit of a gap that you want to increase your discipline in? And what kind of system can you implement to make that area optimized? Because if we're trying to build out a certain life, but we don't have any direction or clarity, we're sort of wandering around aimlessly. So identifying the areas that could really benefit from having a system or some rules or like a routine around it. Could be anything from your budgeting to the way you eat to the way you sleep. Like I said, right? Think about your pain points and think of something small you can start with, a small string of habits or rules that will help you start to create a little bit of, you know, discipline in that area, because it's really important that the life that we're living aligns with the life we say we want. If there is a gap between the two, then you're constantly going to be in this state of waiting. What you can do is reverse engineer the life you want and say, how do I start creating that today? What do I need to implement? What kind of system do I need to have? So that's today's job. It's auditing the systems in your life and working out what small steps can you take to start bridging the gap or creating a little bit of more consistency in my life. As I said, start small to make sure this is something that's going to be a sustainable change, not just something you do overnight and then, you know, you can't stick to it. You want to make it small and then you can ramp it up from there. So good luck with day 1 of your life audit, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2.